Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. Every time Star Wars shows come to an end, with the exception of Andor Season 1, information comes out concerning deleted scenes. And normally this comes from cast and crew, or reliable sources who give accurate scoops, rumours and leaks. Well, now in the case of Ahsoka Season 1, it's taken less than 5 days for the first breadcrumbs of information about deleted scenes to hit social media. And today, my dear Mandalorians, we're going to be covering them and seeing what could have been, and how these are backed up by comments made by Timothy Zahn, the creator of Grand Admiral Thrawn, back in 2021. Before we dive into it though, my dear friends, as always, if you've not done so already, please be sure to hit that big red subscribe button, and why not hit the bell to be alerted every time that I post a new video. Ahsoka might be over, but my videos are going to keep coming. So without further ado, and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into this. Now the source for this is anonymous, it could be an extra or someone else on set, and here is what they reveal. First and foremost, there was a ton of interesting dialogue between Ezra Bridger and Sabine Wren that was just gone. That's how they describe it. They remember it being filmed, and in the scene where Sabine is catching Ezra up on everything he's missed, the supposed death of the Emperor, what Zeb is up to these days, a juicy conversation was cut where Ezra gives his side of the story and what he's been up to during his time on Peridea. And apparently it wasn't just hanging out with some noti, there was going to be a tidbit where he reveals a truce he made with Thrawn, a deal and arrangements they came to, which is why Thrawn had no interest in pursuing him. But how the uneasy alliance was broken when Thrawn found the Night Sisters, the Great Mothers, on Peridea. And then the Ezra Thrawn truce, quote, went to shit. Now in fairness, Ezra does kind of hint at this in the final episode when Ezra says that things changed when Thrawn awoke the Night Mothers. But this would have given a lot more context as to their relationship and their dynamic going into the show. This is information that back in 2021, Timothy Zahn said he wanted to explore. The venerated author has expressed interest in filling the gaps between Star Wars Rebels Season 4 and the debut season of Ahsoka. Essentially the journey in the Chimera from Lothal to Peridea, transported by the Purgle, and the quote that's resurfaced contradicts some creative decisions made for Ezra and Thrawn in the first season of the live-action show. Here is the quote, and then we'll move on to the next reveal. So this is Zahn speaking. The question was, what would I do to bring Thrawn back after 9 years of vanishing? It seems to me that what we need to do is set up some kind of reluctant buddy system between Thrawn and Ezra. The way I see it, he said, is that Thrawn persuades Ezra Bridger that there are worse things out there than just the Empire. The Empire has rebels fighting against it. This is something that you and you alone can help us defeat. So here Thrawn is telling Ezra about an extragalactic threat, which could be the Grisk, something Filoni has yet to establish. So if Thrawn can persuade Ezra to work with him reluctantly, then that would be the basis for the story. Think back to one of my favourite examples of this in the TV show White Collar. They don't really trust each other, but they work well together, so I think it'd be something of that same flavour. Ezra would never really be trusting Thrawn, and always looking for what angle he's playing, what he's trying to get me to do that I shouldn't be doing. At the same time, Thrawn is saying, I need your assistance. How do I get this from you without making you bolt? So there is a lot of interesting byplay, and of course you can bring in people like Eli Vanto to speak with Ezra. It's the whole, yes, I was an Imperial, but now I'm working with these guys, because I recognize there are some more dangerous things out there as well. So there is a whole bunch of dynamics I would put together. So that's the quote, and here's the interesting thing. A lot of fans watching the show, especially those clued up and in the know about Thrawn's character depiction in the books, Zahn's work, noticed that Thrawn, to a degree, was kind of watered down. That is always the risk when you're adapting characters for live action. It was similar in Star Wars Rebels, he wasn't really quite the Thrawn from the books. You can't get into the complexities that you can with the written word in a limited 8-episode TV show. I thought Lars Mikkelsen did a great job, but it seems like there was so much more between Thrawn and Ezra that was just cut. And while Zahn did consult on the show, it's apparent to me now he didn't have as big a role as we would have hoped. We didn't get any explanation as to how Ezra and Thrawn came to some sort of agreement. A lot was left up in the air. But I do take solace in the fact that Ahsoka Season 1 is just the beginning. It was just Thrawn's introduction, and there were some fantastic moments when he's watching the battle between the bandits and our heroes, and he's scheming like a tactician, always 2 steps ahead. I did appreciate that, but I do encourage all fans to read books like Heir to the Empire or Thrawn Alliances. According to this anonymous source, the Clone Wars flashbacks in Episode 5 were going to be very different, and this information is corroborated by Bespin Bulletin and Making Star Wars as well, that there was going to be a flashback to Mustafar. There was also meant to be some more extended dialogue between Anakin and Ahsoka, and so let's fast forward now to the finale. Apparently the script for the temple battle was not clear, when Ahsoka, Ezra and Sabine take on the Nighttroopers who come back to life thanks to the Grey Mothers. At the time of filming, Filoni was not sure about this just yet, so the actors in the Stormtrooper armour were not sure if they were supposed to be alive or dead. There was no direction that indicated the word zombie. They may have assumed Ahsoka, Sabine and Ezra just didn't kill them. Nothing about the Grey Mothers, revival, or undead Stormtroopers. So it's probably likely the actors were told, go for round 2. It was only later that Filoni explained this with the addition of the scenes of the Great Mothers directing this whole sequence. One final thing they reveal is in the scene where Ezra comes home. Fans were asking why didn't Hera and Ezra hug? We now have a reason. Eman Esfandi and Mary Elizabeth Winstead did not film together. They filmed those parts individually, and they were stitched together in post. There was obviously a stand-in for Eman Esfandi, and even when he takes off the helmet and reveals himself, when he's walking towards her at the end, this was apparently just stitched together. They weren't in the same room at the same time. Now the reason I'm giving any credibility to any of this is because it seems to line up pretty well with some of the rumours we heard before the show dropped. And even though they're not explicitly mentioned here, we have heard about more scenes between Vader and Ahsoka in flashbacks. If you think back, there was a rumour Twilight of the Apprentice in live action, but they may have gotten that confused with some of the sequences in Ahsoka Part 5, when Anakin becomes Vader for Ahsoka's final lesson, very briefly. So there you go guys, those are the supposed cutscenes that were not included in the final edit of Ahsoka Season 1. What do you think of them? Would you have preferred some of this context, especially with Ezra and Thrawn? Would you have wanted more Vader scenes? Let me know down below. Personally, I was a big fan of this show. There was a magic to it. Was it perfect? No. Is any Star Wars show? No. But it was so much fun, and it introduced some of the best characters we've had in years, maybe under Disney's Star Wars period. Just the level of speculation we have, the attachment we have to some of these characters now. I'm someone who is all on board with what Dave and John are going to give us next. And so finally, my dear friends, I want to pay tribute to one of the most talented costume designers who worked on Mando, Book of Boba Fett, and most recently Ahsoka Season 1. Shawna Trpcic unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago. She was considered since 2019 by many colleagues at Lucasfilm an expert of Star Wars history, especially regarding some classic George Lucas designs, concept art, and outfits. She was inspired and influenced by Star Wars' past to help craft an image of what Star Wars could be in the future with recent shows. Jon Favreau said her creativity brought this world to life. She'll be deeply missed both as a friend and a colleague. She was nominated for an Emmy on her work on Mando Season 2 and then the Book of Boba Fett. She won the Costume Designers Guild Award for her work on the latter, and she is currently nominated for an Emmy for her work on Mando Season 3. Rest in peace, what a legend.